Okay, welcome back everyone. We are finishing up our Sweet Treats album. These are the last two pages, 7 and 8. In this video, I'll be doing page 7. But first, on page 6, I realized I forgot to show you the magnet placement. And a lot of you are probably pros at this point, but I'll just quickly go over where I had the magnets. On these two side-by-side flaps, I usually put one on the top and bottom rather than one in the middle. And for this, that's especially true because I've got a lot going on in here. I've got my pockets and flaps. So I did top and bottom, and it wound up on this pocket. Now this pocket, this flap D that we had on the right-hand side, I just put one underneath and it wound up over here. This, what you have to do, you're going to decorate this top first. And there's no magnet under there, so you can decorate that. And then this would be put, this pocket here with the pull-out is put right about, you know, with, you've got, let me show you. You've got about an inch of this sticking out. So what you do is you put your magnet under there and it lands over on this flap like that. And then these two are from the sides. So that's all you do. And I forgot to show you that, but there that is. And I hope you're having fun so far. So let's get started with page 7 and 8. I'm gonna label this page 7 and page 8. And this one is not bad at all. There's just a few cuts you have to make. So if you want to write this down, flap A is going to be 8.5 by 8 1/4. Flap B is 8 1/4 by 8. Flap C is not really a flap, it's a pocket. So that's 8 15/16 by 4. So that's just one line before 9 inches. D, there are two D's, and that they are 6 by 3 15/16. So that's just one line before 4 inches. And I had to make it that funky measurement because they're going to be side by side. So two D's. So let's tape these. I'm losing my voice. Grab my scoreboard. Okay, so flap A, we're going to score a 1/2 inch with the 8 3/4 side facing up. Not 3/4, 8.5. 8.5 facing up. So that's this way. Flap B is going to be with the 8-inch side facing the top. So I just want to make sure. Yep. Okay. C is our pocket, and it's a horizontal pocket, so I'm going to have my almost 9-inch side facing the top. Just score 2 short sides and 1 across the bottom, the long side. Okay, now our D flaps are at the top, and we're going to be opening them like that. So I want my long side facing up, my 6-inch side. Tape out. This one's going to be real quick and easy compared to the last one. So I hope you're liking this so far. And what I'm thinking of doing is using this same layout for another Stamperia pack I have that has these cutouts. So I've got to look, but I think the Grand Hotel might fit this book, this layout also. So you can use this layout for other papers that you have. That Grand Hotel I'm thinking of doing, that would be good for travel. I'm going to press this down. Okay, so I've got my page 7, and I'm going to put the flap A. Where's my flap A? Flap A goes on the left-hand side. Over here. Okay, so it doesn't take up the whole page. I purposely wanted to show a little bit of the paper underneath. Gives it a nice layering look. So this one, I'm gonna lay, I can move this around because this front part doesn't have tape on it. And I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch. Let me look. Yeah, a little more than 1/4 of an inch on either side. And a little bit at the bottom there. So let's make sure that looks straight to you. Take your thumb and make it flush against this left-hand side. Okay. That looks perfect. And then we will take flap B. That's going to be under flap A, right there. Okay. So, take off the back. What I want to do here is I'm going to bring this over a little bit so I can make, if I want it to line up exactly, I can use this as a guide. So I've got my flap A over top here, and I'm just trying to line this up left and right. And then I'll take my thumbs and make sure it's flush against the right-hand side. Okay, so when I lay that down, there's none sticking out of the top or bottom. There's a little bit on the side, but that's what I want. So press that down. See, I told you this was going to be real quick, this one. So C, we'll take our pocket, cut our corners off. So look to the left and right, and I'm just going to have a little tiny bit of space there and line that up so it's flush across the bottom. All right, and then we can take off our side pieces of tape. press that down. Okay, so now our next 2 flap D's are going to go across the top like that. So I'm going to fold this over, and just before I take off the tape, I want to look and make sure it lines up. I basically cut these out so that you can have 2 of those cutout cards would fit right on top. So let me just look and make sure. If I place these here across the top, I've got a little bit of space in the middle, and it comes right up to my pocket, which is fine. So if you might have cut it a little too long and it overhangs this pocket like that, now would be the time to cut just a sliver across the bottom. So let me look and make sure, because it's no problem if I do that now before I glue that in. Let's see. It is so close. I think I might just take a sliver across the bottom here. And that is up to you. You have to see where it lands. Okay. Super sliver. Okay, so now we are ready to take off our tape. It's a little bit longer than the other one. So, yeah, okay. So these, they're pretty much, I don't have much room to go on left or right. So I'm going to go right up to my fold right there. Okay. And there we go. It leaves me just a little bit of room. It's flush across the top. There's a little bit of room, so this flap can fold right over. And then there's just a sliver of a space between these 2 flaps, so they can move up and down and not bang into each other. So that looks really nice. So this time, I won't forget the magnets. I've got my small magnets, and I'm going to put some on my flaps here so they can stay down. Okay, before I take that down, I just want to fold this over to see where it would land. Lands right around there, which is fine. That'll be covered up with some design paper. So let me tape that down. Negatives. Ooh, I got 2 there. Okay, I'll fold this over, press that down. Okay. Okay, Now my B flap is going to go underneath, so I'm going to put the magnets on this first, and they're going to land on the pocket on the top of this flap. So let's see if I can do one magnet, or do I want to do two? I could put one right in the middle, and it would land on this D flap on the left side. Fold this over. Lands right up there. Okay. And then this one, let's see. I think for the top flap, I'm gonna put two, top and bottom. Just because I want that to lay really nice and down so I can turn my pages with ease. But it's up to you. If you want to reserve some magnets, preserve some magnets, I mean, you can just put one in the middle. I want to see how this goes. And then I will show you the papers I used. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that was pretty quick. That looks nice. Okay, so let me show you which papers I chose for this layout. Okay, so we have our cake. Whoops, just like on the other page. Which page was that again? That was page 4. So, but this cake is smaller. It's from the 8x8, the Stamperia Sweetie 8x8 paper. I just put the whole thing right here. I think I just had to trim just a little bit off. This is a second piece because we had 2 packs of the 12x12. So that's the cake. And this back, this is also from the 12x12. So I used the same on each side, and I used the same for the pocket, and put one of those circle die cuts that they have all over. This one says, you know, you are what you eat, then eat something sweet, and sweet dreams right here. And these are the backs. So this paper, this is my cake recipe, that comes on this page. So you just cut that out first after you cut out your cake, and you get a free recipe card. This ice cream cone set is from the 8x8. So there's that. That's pretty simple. The pull-out card, I put a piece from that same paper that I had back here, and I rounded the edges. And that is it. So We are now on our last page. I get so sad when it's coming near the end, but we are on our last page, and I will be right back and we will start cutting those flaps. There's only a few. Okay, see you soon.